What's up, Taiwan? I'm Reece with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Taiwan's presidential office says it does not consider a recent satellite launch from China to be election interference. But the military is facing criticism over the content of a nationwide alert it issued. Jaime Ocon has the story.
Emergency alerts sounding out across Taiwan. On Tuesday afternoon, millions of people looked at their phones to see this alert. In Mandarin, the message says that a Chinese satellite flew over the country, much different to the English message saying a missile flew over Taiwan. The alert interrupted a press conference by Taiwan's foreign minister, briefing international media in the country to cover Saturday's presidential election. He said it's a reminder of the threats Taiwan faces.
But at this very sensitive moment of our election, the Chinese is still doing it. I would classify that as part of their gray zone activities, like flying balloon over Taiwan, or sending one of its tow ship. So all these kinds of tactics continue to remind the people here in Taiwan that there's a danger of war in between Taiwan and China.
Beijing later confirmed that it had launched a science satellite, the Einstein probe, developed together with the European Union. Prior notice was given weeks before the mission. The alert led to criticism of the Defense Ministry for using the word missile in English, and even why it chose to issue a nationwide warning when China had launched similar satellites before. Taiwan's military explained that the original planned routes showed the satellite flying southwest of the country. But when its course changed, flying over major cities in Taiwan, that's when the military decided to issue an alert.
所以因为有异常的情况，所以我们今天国军也利用整个空中告警预警系统以简讯的方式通知了所有的国人提高警觉。以上报告。
The military says no debris landed in Taiwan. And as for the incorrect English translation, this is what officials had to say.
那这次国防部也深表抱歉，英文有关这个 missile 的用词不够精准，这一部门国防部会深刻检讨，我们重新检讨相关的系统里面是否有用词不当的，我们会马上做一个修订。
This isn't the first time the Defense Ministry has come under fire for how it distributes information to the public. In 2022, when then U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi visited Taiwan, China fired 9 missiles near Taiwan, with one flying over the country. But information on the missile launches was made public by Japan's military, not Taiwan's. Analysts say these inefficiencies highlight the need for the military to be more transparent, especially in times of crisis.
And so in these sorts of situations, you want to be as clear as possible. Granted, most people are going to be reading in Taiwan, are going to be reading the Chinese version, not the English version. But even so, there's going to be a significant portion of people who can read the English version and say to themselves, wait, are we under attack or is this a satellite launch? But I think also it just emphasizes the fact that that M&D really wants to get this right every single time. It has to be consistent and good source of information. And this one clearly just wasn't done very well.
Taiwan now says it does not consider the satellite launch to be attempted election interference from Beijing, contradicting the foreign minister's earlier comments. But the alert serves as a clear reminder of the challenges facing the country's next leader, who will have to manage tense ties with Beijing while reassuring Taiwanese that everything is under control. Chris Ma and Jaime Ocon for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan's presidential hopefuls are also weighing in on the Chinese satellite launch. Taiwan People's Party candidate Ke Wen-je, who has campaigned on improving Taiwan's ties with China, says the two sides should set up a hotline to prevent future surprises. Lai Ching-te, whose Democratic Progressive Party is most wary of Beijing, says the launch won't intimidate voters or sway the result. And the Kuomintang's Hou You-yi says there needs to be an investigation to explain the case. Taiwan's businesses are having a hard time finding workers. And while tech and automation do offer some help, job market experts say they can't solve Taiwan's talent crunch. John Van Trieste reports.
From fast food to AI, Taiwan's workplaces are struggling to find the workers they need. A survey by HR firm Manpower Group found 73% of Taiwanese employers short-staffed and searching for employees. That's only slightly better than the global average of 75%. It's led companies to search for tech solutions to fill in the gap. Take this McDonald's branch in Taiwan, which has introduced automated ordering kiosks in place of live servers. Employees here say automation does have its place.
能够接受我们的产品，接受我们的改变，这样子，因为这是一个潮流啦，人是往前走吧，不可能往后退啊。
您好，欢迎光临。
The government has been echoing that sentiment.
导入数位转型是企业必然要走的一条路线哈，所以呢，我们会看到有些企业为了要它的一个生存，或者说它要有更好的营运，哈，它就导入数位转型。
But in many fields with labor shortages, machines can only do so much. The most severe shortages are in fields that need human workers, and highly skilled ones at that. These include IT and engineering. And then there is the service sector.
某种程度上，虽然可能会对于这种传统的一个劳工造成人力取代的一个威胁，不过我们不要忘了，这个服务业最重视还是真实的这种面对面的一个沟通来提供服务。
And the worker shortage could get worse. Manpower Group's survey also found that 70% of Taiwanese businesses are worried about an economic slowdown. That could in turn mean less hiring and training, and an even bigger skills gap, something Taiwan can ill afford. Delphine Chen and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.
2023 has smashed the record for the world's hottest year by a large margin. Europe's Copernicus Climate Change Service found that the average global temperature last year reached nearly 15 degrees Celsius, surpassing the previous record of 14.8 in 2016. The primary cause of this increase was continued record emissions of carbon dioxide, combined with the return of the El Niño climate phenomenon. Shocking footage shows the moment armed men stormed the set of a television station in Ecuador during a live broadcast. Employees could be heard yelling, "Don't shoot," before the station's signal cut out. Police later arrested the masked gunman, calling the attack a terrorist act. It comes as the country experiences a wave of violent crime following the escape of its most wanted gang leader from a maximum security prison. Ecuador's president declared a 60-day state of emergency across the country on Monday. South Korea is banning the sale of dog meat. The country's parliament overwhelmingly passed a bill to ban the breeding and slaughtering of dogs for consumption. Eating dog meat is a centuries-old practice in South Korea. Animal rights groups are supporting the outcome, but dog farmers say the practice is part of the country's tradition. The law will come into effect after a 3-year grace period. An airport in southeastern Taiwan has decked out its arrival hall with some unique handmade furniture. It's the result of a collaboration between student carpenters and the local forestry department. Bryn Thomas takes a look.
Believe it or not, this is a transport hub, not a furniture showroom. This exhibit at Taitung Airport in southeast Taiwan showcases both the ingenuity of Taiwan's youth and the artistic traditions of its indigenous minorities, all while giving people a unique spot to rest from their travels.
它的木比想象中的还要好做。
The exhibit is the result of an exchange between a Taitung vocational school and the local environmental department. Driftwood collected from Taiwan's beaches is passed on to students, giving them a unique chance to apply their skills to recovered local materials. Many of the student carpenters belong to Taiwan's indigenous communities. Their unique cultural traditions are reflected in each piece, increasing the visibility of the country's minority groups.
木头呈现在就是跟织布配合在一起，让大家看得到我们的东西。
In addition to providing a venue for indigenous arts and crafts, the exhibit also puts carpentry students in contact with potential customers.
同时，我们也会提供一个连接的管道，希望能够透过这样的方式，让工农高工能够提供有需要的民众一些客制化的服务。
Project organizers hope that by giving students a chance to show off their abilities, they'll give them a few money-making opportunities after they graduate. Leon and Bryn Thomas for TaiwanPlus.
A new environmentally friendly local currency has taken off on a small island off the coast of southern Taiwan. Our reporter Sandy Chi went to Xiaoliuqiu to find out more about beach money.
Gently one stroke at a time, this is Chen Peiyu, a local artist in Xiaoliuqiu, an island paradise off the east coast of Taiwan. Today, Chen is not making art for art's sake, but something with a practical purpose, beach money. And this is just one of some 2,500 coins she's made. Its purpose, to solve the island's trash problem.
其实这个概念是从日本的神奈川那边有一个冲浪客发起的，就希望透过这个海滩货币， 去让大家更认识这个环境，然后也带动大家从源头减量这件事情开始，而不是去净滩。
Xiaoliuqiu introduced beach money in 2017. It's a special currency made from used glass that's hand-painted by Chen. It cannot be bought, but only exchanged for trash collected on the island at cleanup events.
我们从它一开始就，我就开始收藏这项海上货币了。我觉得这个货币真的很漂亮，所以我就去参加他们的净滩活动。就是你去捡越多，你的名次就会越前面，你就会获得越多的货币。
Many people participate in cleanups just to collect Penghu's gorgeous and distinctive artwork.
它其实每一颗都有它的独特性，是即使一样的图案好了，但是玻璃大小、形状都不太一样，每一颗都是手画上去。
But the coins can in fact be used as actual money at over 100 local businesses on the island.
It's this simple. I use the beach money I have here to a nearby business and purchase a select item.
你好，
你好，请问这可以兑换什么呢？
这可以换一个餐盒。
好，那我要一个，谢谢。
谢谢。
And voila, just like that, I get a meal without spending a dime.
The local businesses taking part in the project include hotels, beverage stands, entertainment venues, and restaurants.
小琉球的环保意识是越来越抬头，然后我们自己本身就是也对环保的议题也蛮在意的。那刚好就是有机会接洽到海泳的负责人，然后他们就有提到这个计划，所以我们就觉得就是必须支持。那我们想说就用自己的方式，能做多少就做多少。
Chen says it's important to start learning about environmental issues early in life. She often brings her students to clean up beaches to show them what trash ends up there and what more needs to be done.
捡到烟蒂，然后保丽龙、吸管、塑胶垃圾，就是蛮有那个意义的，而且还可以让我们知道，就是例如那种如何保护海洋啊。
Xiaoliuqiu is less than 7 square kilometers in size, with around 13,000 residents. During summer, up to 14,000 tourists might visit the island each day, outnumbering the locals.
对一个岛屿来讲是很大的压力，对，所以如果可以减少一个算一个的概念，对，就是有时候我们没有办法避免，那没有办法避免有一些东西可以循环再利用，让这些所谓的垃圾增加它的生命周期。
In the last 3 years, the Beach Mining Project has cleaned up over 8 tons of trash on the island with the help of thousands of volunteers. It's hoped that this special currency will help both residents and visitors understand the importance of keeping the island clean and working together to turn the tide on trash. Scott Huang and Sandy Chi for TaiwanPlus.
A local fishery has reeled in its biggest catch of the season, a whopping 31-kilogram mackerel. Fishers say they had to pull in the giant fish by hand as nets wouldn't do. Mackerel usually weigh about 10 kilos, making this one extremely rare. The silverfish was valued at over $2,000, with each 1 kilogram slice going for almost 80. A radish-picking event in central Taiwan has been a resounding success, attracting more than 5,000 people. A farmers' association in Changhua County organized the event, letting people pick as many white radishes as they wanted for free, but there were barely enough to go around. Over 30,000 white radishes, around 3 tons worth, were completely gone in 7 minutes. The organizers say they'll do it again next year in a bigger field with more radishes. Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. You can visit the TaiwanPlus website or follow our social media for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally today, take to the skies at this international kite festival in Western India. I'm Reece, take care, and we'll see you next time.
For more news from Taiwan and around the world, go to TaiwanPlus.com and download the TaiwanPlus app.